This is the next video in the Creating Life Purpose series. And in the last video, I talked about getting up in the morning with purpose, making changes so you look at your day and your life situation that you may not be able to physically change right away. You're not happy about it necessarily, or it's really boring or monotonous, but to bring change to it, to bring purpose into it, and to find things about what you do that make you feel good. And to do the awareness practice, to take time every day to sit and connect with your body feeling, your body sensations in the present moment, because our point of power is in the present. And so maybe you're doing this and you're going along and things are going good. It's giving you purpose to do this. And it's going to start changing your life. And that's a good thing. Now, if we want to feel different, that requires change. Change requires change. If we want our life to change, we have to be willing to put ourselves out there to do something different, but not just randomly doing something different, doing something with a clear purpose or intention. I want to feel better. I want to feel more fulfilled in what I do. It doesn't have to be clear with a matter-of-fact thing you've written down, but it's more of, I want to feel more like this. I want to feel better about myself. And so that opens up to a lot of avenues and new possibilities when you're not limiting yourself in that way. But what's going to happen? I want to make this video a little bit about troubleshooting. What's going to happen when you start making change? It's going to feel good. It's going to feel really good. It's going to get you excited. You're going to be doing good for a little while and doing the awareness practice, doing all the things, focusing more positively, focusing on what you want, focusing at work differently, on people differently, accepting in the moment more, just being more present, more alive and fulfilled at the end of the day. But then all of a sudden, it's just all going to fall away. This is very likely, this happens to pretty much everybody I see as clients, that there's a point in time where if there are any subconscious programs of self-doubt, of lack of confidence, if we don't feel good enough in some way, if we feel unworthy, or if we feel in some deep way, I don't know, I'm a bad person, I'm not good enough in this or that. If we have any of these limiting beliefs, what's going to happen is sooner or later they're going to surface up, because they're a part of us. They're a part of our sort of general personalities, our sub-personalities, a part of us that at once in life, when they were created, these parts of us sort of became an identity that we operated through. Maybe we people please, or maybe we wear a mask and pretend we're somebody that we're not. Maybe we put on a brave face, or this or that. Or maybe we just get anxiety and stressed a lot, and that keeps us from putting ourselves out there in life, and it's a good excuse to not succeed because we don't feel we deserve success. So we do things to unconsciously sabotage ourselves. So we're working on making these changes, creating life purpose in the day to overcome these challenges, and we start feeling better, but then it all falls away. We start feeling worse. We feel worse than when we started. We're doing all this work, we're feeling really, really good, and all of a sudden we just feel worse. We can't do any of it. We can't do our awareness practice anymore. We're going to work really negatively, and we're just feeling really unhappy all day long. That shining light on the belief system that is still there, that's holding you back. That's all that's really happening in that belief system. In a sense, it's operating the identity, thinking it's you. And now you're not giving it any attention. You weren't, focusing negatively anymore. You were completely changing everything. So it wasn't getting any attention. Okay, once it stops getting attention, well, imagine that if you stop giving your friend attention, it might really affect them. If you stop getting attention from somebody you cared about, you'd really feel that, and maybe you'd want them to give you attention again, so you would start making noise, doing things to get their attention again. Well, that's what happens with these belief systems, these programs, these coping mechanisms, that they start kicking up a huge fuss because they're not getting your attention anymore, because you're not focusing negatively and running through that perception of that program of not feeling good about yourself anymore. So after a little bit, the old program that you were so deeply ingrained with, it kicks back in, and it starts kicking up a big fuss and making it impossible to do this, and you just want to quit. And you say, it's not working and this and that. Trust me, it will get better. You can get through this. Go back to your awareness practice as soon as you can. Start breathing. Start talking to that part of you and saying, it's okay. Talk to it like a small child, because it's kind of like a small child, and say it's okay, and imagine giving it a hug, sitting there and just breathing, giving it time and attention, asking, what are you afraid of? We're making changes. I want you to come with me. And so you're talking to the subconscious mind, to these parts of the program, but you got to go into feeling, sit there and talk to it, because it wants to be heard. It's afraid it's not getting the attention that it needs, and so it's kicking up a fuss and it's trying to get your attention. It's feeling really upset and it's feeling abandoned in a sense. This inner part, this program's feeling abandoned. We don't want to try and kill these programs off. Really, we want to integrate them into a more evolved part of ourselves, a newer version of ourselves. We want to evolve them upwards. So love these parts. Help them change and help them see where you're going. Talk to these parts and say, I'm wanting to make change, and tell these parts you love them, you appreciate them. So basically talk to your inner self. And when you sit and you do your awareness practice, essentially you are spending time with your inner self, and you're actually helping that younger part of you, that inner program, to get its time and attention that it needs, because you're focusing time and attention on your body feelings and sensations. You're accepting yourself. So hear it, accept those challenging feelings, but notice the thoughts that want to take you away. Notice the thoughts that want to distract you again, and notice the things that you're saying about yourself and about life that are all of a sudden negative again, and just notice that. Those are just thoughts. Thoughts aren't you. They're just old records just playing stuck in the groove over and over. We want to help get it back out of the groove into a new groove of looking at life with trust and acceptance and love. And so spend that time with your awareness practice and sit with that part. It might be really hard to get back into it, but if you go back to what you've always been doing, you're going to get what you've always got. Okay, if we make change just for a little bit, if we go into our garden, we just water for a little bit and pull a few weeds out a little bit, and then we don't do anything the whole rest of the summer, we're not going to get the garden we desire. We need to tend to that garden every day as best we can and spend some time loving it with loving attention and focus. And we need to water it, we need to pull the weeds, we need to get a sense of how we want it to be to help cultivate it in the direction of the garden we'd like. And if you want a garden of an inner garden of feeling really good about yourself, feeling excited to get up in the morning, feeling real purpose when you get up, and wanting to bring more and more purpose to your day and people that you meet, and you're excited to go to work or to go meet people or do things or learn something new, if you want to feel like that, it requires change. It requires going in that direction, pointing that way. And so just come back to your awareness practice. Come back to your breathing. In time, your awareness practice will become that practice. When you focus on your breathing, you get pulled away in thoughts. Just notice and come back to your feeling sensations. You get pulled away a million times, so you keep practicing coming back and pointing towards being more present, being more connected and loving to yourself. So I hope this really makes sense for you and helps a lot if you have some challenges coming up that are keeping you from doing these changes. And so give it a go and spend some time. It's not going to change overnight. It takes some work and it takes some discipline, but it is really worthy, very rewarding work. It's a lot of work going into that negative place, feeling bad about yourself again. Oh, I went to the gym and I worked out for 2 weeks and then I just gave up again. And I just felt bad about myself because now I can't get back to the gym. But keep going. Keep going to that gym, that inner gym, and you will get there. Just keep practicing, and that part of you will get stronger and stronger, and love those inner parts that are feeling the fear. My name is Arnie Peterson from Awareness and Health, and I'm talking to you from beautiful Victoria, BC. I love to go out in the forest into these places like this and do these videos, so find your place. Spend some time every day going to the place that you like to go in. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. I wish you an absolutely wonderful rest of your day.